Welcome to another priceless video. Dreamcast TV.
If you like old movies, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And don't forget to click the like button to preserve our movie heritage for future generations. Welcome back to part 2 in this video review of these fantastic original 1950s trade card sets. If you haven't seen part 1, please watch that now. In the first part, we were discussing why vintage fashions are popular once again. Perhaps the current passion for the past is because our ultra-futuristic information age and the democratisation of the media, thanks to websites like YouTube, have made history more readily accessible to everybody. As people search out old music videos and get inspired by the fashion styles from old film clips on YouTube, the mass media's control over what we see has been shattered into a million pieces, has been broken and fragmented, and people can search out what they are genuinely interested in instead of just making do with what is on the shelf at the local library or supermarket, or choosing from the limited number of television programmes on an equally limited number of channels, like in the good old days, I guess. Which means that ordinary people can finally shape their own cultural destiny. As Winston Churchill once said, the further back you look, the farther forward you can see. In other words, the past is a rich goldmine for creative people to get their ideas, to readapt old ones. Ironically, when Jimi Hendrix famously set fire to his guitar, he was supposedly symbolising the transition from the old generation to the new rebellious one, and yet his most iconic piece of clothing was a 19th century style military jacket. And don't forget what the Beatles wore on Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band record cover. Johnny Rotten of the Sex Pistols famously wanted to destroy and annihilate the old way of doing things, and yet his favourite subject at school was history. Funny that, isn't it? So although numerous corporate adverts would have you believe the myth, the new is always best, most creative people are like music DJs or producers, hunting through, searching through boxes of old dusty vinyl records, looking for that long lost forgotten track to reincorporate into their music mixes and mashups. So in other words, we can learn a lot from historic relics like these cards. Thanks for watching. Now that you've seen that part, you might want to see the other video to complete the series. And who's your favourite icon? Is it Marilyn Monroe or Madonna? And which is the ultimate roaring 20s flapper? Clara Bow or Louise Brooks? You can't have a cultural revolution without fashion. And it's fashion and the rise of the movie idol and cinematic role models that made the Roaring Twenties one of the most exciting, creative and influential decades in human history. Click on the first video to see the greatest movie icons, adorned in the most flamboyant and imaginative styles possible. Click on the second video to find out about one of the most iconic hairstyles to emerge from the early 20th century that's still worn by fashionistas today. The 20s is often thought as the transition from the old world to the new, but that didn't stop them from resurrecting fashion trends from ancient glittering civilizations. And I wonder where the flappers got their idea for feathered headbands and fringed dresses. And that's just a small sample of the many videos of the greatest cultural icons on my YouTube channel.